Good afternoon, everyone. Derek from the Rangers Review here with your daily news bulletin on Wednesday, the 19th of March. And there is lots of Rangers news to get through. Before we do that, just a quick word for our podcast sponsor, the Rangers Review, brought to you by S1 Jobs. If it's time to hand in your transfer request, and head over to s1jobs.com and upload your CV today. With thousands of jobs across Glasgow, Edinburgh, and the surrounding area, you'll find the one at S1 Jobs, so start your search today. Now, where shall we start? Well, Rangers have released a strongly worded statement. It comes off the back of this banner that was displayed in the second half of the second leg Europa League last 16 clash against Fenerbahce at Ibrox. The Union Bears banner read, "Keep woke foreign ideologies out, defend Europe." Now, the Rangers statement, and I'll read you in full, folks, but they have launched a scathing statement in retaliation to that. It's after the club were charged by UEFA, and they've also been charged for the use of pyrotechnics as well. And this is what the statement reads in full. "Everyone associated with Rangers Football Club will undoubtedly have enjoyed the last fortnight, with the men's first team producing some memorable results at home and abroad. Contributing enormously to these occasions has been the backing of the Rangers supporters, with the word once again taking note of the phenomenal passion the club's fans bring to these big occasions. It is, however, deeply saddening and frankly embarrassing that the club is now set to face significant sanctions for the actions of a very small minority. Firstly, the club has been charged by UEFA after a handful of supporters displayed what UEFA described as a racist and or discriminatory banner at last Thursday's Ibrox meeting with Fenerbahce. Rangers is a modern, progressive football club, and we are fiercely proud of our diverse playing squads, workforce and support. For the club to be charged with such a matter in 2025 is shameful, and the disdain for those responsible will be shared by the overwhelming majority of our supporters. This charge will bring consequences for the club, while the club is also working to identify those responsible and will ensure they also face consequences. For the avoidance of doubt, if you do not believe in 2025 that absolutely everyone is welcome to follow Rangers, whether at Ibrox or away, then Rangers is not the club for you, and you should disassociate yourself of the club immediately." Further, the club has also been charged by UEFA for the throwing of objects in the match against Fenerbahce, and continues. This has become a regular occurrence, not just at Rangers matches, but across stadia in Scotland. Indeed, our players and staff were targeted with missiles at Parkhead on Sunday. Focusing on Ibrox, however, there was a widely reported incident in the January Old Firm game, whilst at the recent game with Motherwell, one of our own supporters was hit and injured by an object thrown towards the away end. And now the club faces a sanction for the actions of an individual last Thursday night. This senseless and criminal behaviour has no place in sport nor in society. Again, if you think such behaviour is acceptable, you are not welcome at Rangers matches. The club will also face a UEFA sanction for the blocking of passageways at the Fenerbahce match. Supporters are urged to follow the advice of stewards and police at all matches and to take their own seat to avoid the issue occurring again. Lastly, and despite clear warnings to the contrary, pyrotechnics were used by two individuals following Sunday's Old Firm victory at Parkhead. This runs the risk of an additional 800 of our supporters being unable to attend a match in the latter stages of the Premier Sports Cup at Hampden, in addition to the 500 that will already miss out as a result of the use of pyrotechnics. All of the above behaviours will have consequences for the club and either directly or indirectly the club's supporters. Rangers as a club will stand alongside our supporters and advocate for their rights and their ability to support the team in the most passionate ways possible within the confines of the law and the appropriate regulations. However, the club also calls on all reasonable supporters to wholeheartedly reject any behaviour which brings the name of Rangers into disrepute, and to assist the club by challenging any issues which will lead to the club being punished further by the relevant authorities. So what do you make of that, folks? A very strongly worded statement from Rangers with regards to that banner at Fenerbahce, of course, pyrotechnics as well, and a bit of unrest in the stands. And not missing a beat with regards to that. Elsewhere, and Václav Černý has been speaking. He's on international duty with the Czech Republic after his starring role, you could say, in Sunday's win against Celtic at Parkhead. He's been quizzed on his future as well as Watergate as well. He's revealed that he does want to make his stay at Rangers permanent. He's on loan for the season from Wolfsburg. There is no option or obligation to buy as part of that. He's scored 17 goals and has 7 assists in 44 games this season. Speaking to the Czech publication Sport, about whether he would like to stay at Ibrox, he says, I definitely do. And he continued, but there are so many aspects that I can't control. All I can do is be the best I can and keep up my form and numbers. There's no time for that. We play every 3 days. I don't have an option. That's the only official one. I don't know what will happen. And he was pressed on whether Rangers have indicated to him if they'd like to keep him. He said, no, I'm having fun with everyone as I go. Rangers will be going through some changes in the summer. There's talk of new owners buying a large percentage of the shares, but nothing is confirmed. It's just been talked about and written about in the media. It wouldn't be right to discuss something with someone who doesn't know what will happen in 2 months. It's too early for that. And he was also asked about the situation at Parkhead and the police getting involved with the spraying of water. He said, I don't want to say too much. I can't. I find it a bit absurd. The stands are so close to have open water. I didn't even know what was happening at that moment. I just ran. It's a derby. So that is what Václav had to say on that. We spoke about it when I was on with Stevie on the show this morning, whether you would like Václav Černý to stay. I think the overwhelming majority, certainly the ones that you hear and people speaking on social media, say that they would like Černý to remain at Rangers next season. I think he's had a very good campaign thus far. It doesn't look like he's wanted at Wolfsburg. I think he will be wanted by a number of clubs across the continent. So it's whether Rangers can thrash out a deal. I would like him to stay. Incidentally, I think he's a cracking player. But it has to be financially viable for Rangers, of course. Another bit of news is international break. Tom Lawrence has been speaking, and he certainly played his part on Thursday night, rifling that penalty home against Fenerbahce, and he also came on, of course, at the weekend as well. He's been called up to his country, Wales, for the first time. He's not featured for Wales since March 2021. They are now under the stewardship of Craig Bellamy, the manager there. And he said that he had a go at Rob Page, who was a former Wales boss, about not picking him for previous squads. So he spoke about the last week and being called up to Wales. He said it's not been a bad week, has it? Quarterfinals next against Bilbao in the Europa League and an Old Firm win on Sunday. It feels like I've not been gone from the national team that long. When you're back here, everyone's together, so it feels good. There's a few younger ones than when I was last here. I've got a few more grey hairs, new staff, new manager. I've been watching the games and they've been brilliant so far. It's just adapting to how the manager wants me to play and the team to play. It's just taking everything in. I'm 4 years older since I was last here. I've played in a lot of big games since I've been at Rangers, and that's only going to help you. Hopefully I can help the team here. And looking back on the spell in the international wilderness, if you like, Lawrence said, yeah, I mean, it all depends with what the manager was in charge. He had his own way of doing things, and I wasn't to be part of that. For what reason, you'd have to ask him. I asked that same question. He couldn't give me it. I'm a pretty simple guy. When someone's not honest with me, then I don't have all the respect in the world for them. There were questions I asked that weren't answered, and that was the way it went. I don't think I need to go into it completely. Let's just say we didn't see eye to eye in certain things. And being called up by Craig Bellamy, he said that sometimes I thought I wouldn't play for Wales again, but this manager has been brilliant. Sorry, has been brilliant since he came in. He rang me when he first got the job, and he's kept in contact ever since. It was refreshing to hear him speak about how he wants to play and his philosophy. It was good on that front. So, wish Tom Lawrence all the very best representing Wales in the upcoming international break. Let's just hope that every Rangers player is away representing their country returns fit and healthy. Right, folks, that's just some of the news doing the rounds today. Remember to make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel to keep up to date with all the latest at Rangers news. And I will be on tomorrow morning for the morning briefing alongside Joshua. So we hope you can join us for that. Until then, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Bye for now.